You've got this film company you've put together, Fantasy Films, and has that been a way to help continue the work that you're doing?
It has. One of the reasons why I decided to start my own film company is because of the way things are in Hollywood, which I think everybody pretty much can see that, especially after the Oscars with Sean Penn and his little speech there. But it's just throughout Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of work that I turned down and didn't please my agent too much, but because it didn't fit into my beliefs or what my standards were. And so I thought, actually it was my husband and I together. I said, I love what I do, but I have to do it my way. And I'm kind of a control freak. And so I thought, I want to produce my own work. I want to do work that I can be proud of, that I have creative control in. So we started this company, and it's growing. My goal is to kind of build a family, a family of, director, photographer, writers, people who work together and we can work on different projects together. I have 2 films that are in pre-production right now.
Wow.
And so hopefully within the next year, those will start to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking forward to that.
Well,
and that's where I really want to start going, is just really producing good, American, value films. And, there's not, there's a real need for that. And there's a real, you can see that in the box offices. Because I'll tell you, when Hollywood does put out one of those films, the public goes crazy. They sell tickets like nothing. I mean, it's just everywhere. But, for whatever reason, I think there's an agenda that is in Hollywood that is beyond, wanting to make money. And I think it's an agenda that's trying to be pushed down our kids' throats and our throats. And so they stop making these wonderful, family movies or just conservative value movies, and which is why I love, like, Clint Eastwood, and
right.
He speaks out, and it's great. Gary Sinise, wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal, is to start building a strong production company, film company, that I can produce works that Americans can be proud of, that are pro-America
mm-hmm.
family, and encourage us and the ways that we are, encourage American values.
Well, I think that's a wonderful thing. And, you're not alone. A lot of times when we look at, especially here in Kansas and the heartland, we get sort of a warped view of Hollywood. And you're right, inaccurate with saying that there is, a tremendous left slant there. There's a push to create a lot of things in Hollywood, movie-wise, that are really a break from conservative values. But there are a lot of good conservatives in Hollywood. And I was amazed, last week we had Evan Sayed on here, and of course we had Myrna Sokoloff and all the American Carol people on talking about their movie, and they were echoing the same frustrations that you're talking about. They were talking about the same kind of goals, and they were facing somewhat of that same uphill battle to really have a voice in Hollywood that is conservative, that wants to create those movies. The good part about it is, and it echoes again what you were saying, once pro-American conservative movies are made, then the country as a whole responds to it, because the country as a whole wants that kind of a product out there. And then the free market just works for you. It's getting past all of the barriers, I think, that are kind of laid out there in Hollywood, the resistance that's there, the media that may not be friendly to that message as well, that has to be gotten past. And so, we were very excited about American Carol when it came out, because we liked the idea and we championed what they were doing. And we've had many other things that have kind of gone in that direction. And I hope there's a time when we see more of that, we get away from these American bashing, military bashing movies that come out. And so you're taking great steps in that direction. And I hope as you do it, you never lose your humor, this ability, because I tell you what, that to me is what draws people in. And we kind of joke around about the beauty and all that, which is real. But people here on the Conscience of Kansas, they enjoy the comedic flair that you have. They enjoy, Rhonda getting out, and I think they do it because I think there's a Rhonda on just about every corner here in Kansas and in the heartland. We have folks that
Rhonda everywhere.
Absolutely. A plain-spoken gal that will tell you what she's feeling from the heart, whether you like it or not. And so, that is something that, again, people are drawn to because they identify with. And once you've done that, then if your message is good, you've done it because you've got people locked in. So it's a wonderful thing. And folks, you can see Sharice's videos on several different locations. We now have an expose of all things Restrain No More at our master website of superior conservative values at www.ibbetsonusa.com. But you can also find and friend up with Sharice if you make the cut at MySpace at www.myspace.com/Sharise Parviz. You can also go to YouTube at youtube.com/Sharise Parviz. And again, you can go to www.restrainnomore.com. We have all those links up at Ibbetsonusa.com for our viewers and listeners' pleasure. We are videotaping a little bit of our stuff in here. We're going to run through cable and all the outlets that the Conscience of Kansas program has played. And Sharice, we really appreciate your time to come on here and talk to our folks.
Oh, because I've been listening to it and I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed it tremendously. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. And once again, like I said, we surround ourselves with deep thinkers and beautiful people because it all makes me look good here on my program. And so you're helping me as much. And that's the way the conservative effort works. And I've talked about it before. When you're successful in Hollywood with the conservative message, I'm winning over here in Kansas. It's not a deal. And we see this with liberals a lot of times, that they see their success coming only through the failure of other people. And that's not the way I believe the conservative battle needs to be, that we work together and that one victory is a victory for someone else. And so we want you to be successful in what you're doing because it's our success back here in Kansas. And so it's a wonderful thing. And Sharice, before we let you go, do you have any parting thoughts you want to leave with the folks here before we sign off with you?
Just keep fighting the fight and don't give up and don't get discouraged because we can do it together. Like you said, Paul, together, we support each other, we can win.
Absolutely.
We can get back on track.
Absolutely. And Sharise Parviz, we want to thank you so much for coming on the Conscience of Kansas radio program.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're very well. Bye-bye now.